Hello friends, welcome back to the sixth lecture of a traveling wave in a power system. In this lecture, we will see about the lightning arrestor and their types. In the previous lecture, we have seen the protection scheme of a various protecting devices, transmission line, internal devices like a substation, power station, and what are the lightning arrestor. Right? Let us start. Now the type of lightning arresters are there are basically a 12 type of lightning arrestor. The selection of these arrestor depends upon the basically the value of the voltage which is to be captured or suppressed, the value of a current, the reliability, as well as the position, as well as the mounting system, as well as the we have to protect a transformer, or we have to protect a transmission line, or we have to protect a switch yard, switching devices, CT, PT, MC, CBs, isolator, relays, etc. This is very common. The first part is a rod gap arrestor, right? These type of lightning arrestor are basically used in a transmission line. These are also used in a line reactor. These are also used in a transformer. These are the rod gap, and these are the basically rod gap fins. If the potential gradient between these two rods increase, the insulator directly punctured and the device becomes the open circuited from the internal portion. This is the most simplest form. It means it is a cheap also. When a high voltage occur on a line, the gap spark and fault current passes through the earth. There is one remark here. The difficulty with rod arrest is that once the spark haven't taken place, it may continue for some times even at a low voltage. To avoid it, a current limiting reactor is connected in a series with a rod. Here a current limiting reactor, a variable reactor, is connected with a rod, right? Second one is a sphere gap arrestor. In such type of device, the air gap is provided between two different spheres. One of the sphere is connected to the line and other sphere is connected to the ground, right? These are used in a when a substation is connected with a grid or any part of a grid, right? Similarly, the horn gap arrestor is also used at a place when there is a interconnection between a grid as well as a substation. It consists of a two horn shape shaded piece of metal is separated by a small air gap, right? Connected shunt between each conductor and the earth. You see here there is a small resistance, this is the earth, and these are the horn type arresters, right? Forcefully they open with each other and the circuit disconnect with a lightning system. Now multiple gap arresters are there. This is an example of multiple. If you think this is a one type of a tapping transformer connection, right? Multiple gap means this is a contact point, one type of a tapping transformer arrangement. The first and the last of the series is connected to the ground, and the number of gaps depends upon the value of the line voltage, just like a tapping transformer. This is an impulsive protective gap. This scheme is a right. The impedance of capacitor C1 and C2 decreases due to the transient, and the impedance of resistance now becomes effective. How it will be happen? Initially these two are connected at this point 1 to 1. When the lightning occurs, the potential gradient at this point increases and this switch opens automatically, S1 and S2 corresponding to the capacitor. Suddenly at a transient point, capacitance is fully charged and it becomes the value of a very low, right? As soon as it fully charged, it becomes just like an open circuit and operate effectively, right? Now electrode type arresters, these are the old one. Perhaps they may use at present time. In this, aluminum hydroxide with a thin film is deposited inside the valve or inside the chamber. Oil is filled. It will behave like an electrolyte. This is used for more than 400 volts, and when the more voltage are applied across these terminals due to the lightning, the insulator become the puncture due to high potential gradient, right? This is expulsion type. Now the next is the expulsion type lightning arrestor. This one is example. it will work just like an air brake circuit breaker, right? When the fault, this is a live line conductor, when the lightning comes to this point, uh, it will ex it will explode with a blast, and the vent creates a vacuum and suppress the uh, flashover at this chamber, right? Basically this arrestor consists of a tube made up of a fiber which is very effective. It isolates the spark gap and interrupt the spark inside the fiber tube. This is a fiber tube, what we have seen here. This is basically a fiber tube, right? Now the valve type lightning arrestor, this is also common. This is basically a vacuum based circuit breaker type, in which valves are connected alternately with each other with non-linear resistances. The value of resistances depend upon the temperature as well as the position of the connecting rods. Porcelain's glass are housed inside it. In this type of arrestor, the complete chamber is made up of a glass, and we can easily see the flashover inside it. If you have any idea about the small fuse which are connected beside the UPS or beside the inverter, and there is a glass metallic cover, it has a very thin wire. Same concept is used at a large scale, valve type lightning arrestor, right? These are a non-linear diverter. It essentially consists of divided spark gap in a series with a resistance element having a non-linear characteristic. Basically, if the temperature is very high, then the value of resistance vary with a temperature. Now the next one is a thyroid lightning arrestor. This is most commonly used for a protection against dangerous high voltage. Basically this type of lightning arrestor is used in a EHV and UHV. This is important, may be asked in any competition, that which type of lightning arrestor is used in EHV and UHV system. It consists of a compound, inorganic compound, that is a thyroid. It is a combination of a ceramic material, very high tensile strength, very high temperature coefficient, and very high insulation factor with of a thyroid, right? Current with a low value to high value. It can be applied for a current of a very low value as well as a very high value, right? Now the auto valve arrestor and oxide film arrestor, both are having a same characteristic. Such type of arrestor consists of some flat disc of a porous material stacked one above the other and separated by thin mica rings. And mica, we have already know, it is a very good conductor of heat, but it is a very bad conductor of electricity, right? The mica we people used in our electric iron also. Oxide film arrestors, it consists of a plates of a lead peroxide with a thin porous coating of a litharge arrangement in a column and enclosed in a tube diameter. Two leads are used. This is one type of if we people see the IC engine of, there is a spark plug. Such type of system is also used in a electrical engineering in a lightning arrestor. We also have a spark gap type oxide film arrestor. The function is almost the same. When there is a transient or there is a hit of the lightning over that device, it will capture and suppress the lightning process. Now the last one is very important, metal oxide lightning arrestor. Such type of diverter are also known as a gapless surge diverter. Why there is a gapless? If you see, each and every contact positions is connected one to another, right? This is a live line terminal, this is a ground terminal, and we have used a zinc oxide element. Why we people use zinc oxide element? Because it behaves like a n-type material. We use basically a doping, right? Why we people use doping? Because the powder is treated with some process and then compressed into the disc shape. This disc shape is then enclosed in a porcelain housing filled with a nitrogen gas or SF6. If any people ask you where we are using metal oxide lightning arrestor, you just told them that these type of lightning arrestor are used near SF6, right? Where the SF6 are there, we people have to use these type of lightning arrestor, right? Now there are few concepts how the lightning happening with a household devices. These are the positive negative charges. When they come close to each other, they becomes a electric charge and flow like a current. And if we people have any conducting material towards our house, they will directly suppress these type of charges towards the ground, right? Now what is the impact of lightning over a communication tower? If you see here, the lightning appears, the frequency or a communicating frequency and the charge carriers dislocate from their position, or sometimes they also got damaged by the high kiloampere lightning. And this is how the thunderstorm or the lightning occurs. uh, there is not any fixed path of a lightning. It always passes from a low resistance path. Where the resistance is very low, the intensity of the lightning is very high. Now this is all about the unit 5 traveling wave and a protection scheme of a power system against traveling wave. Few references I have already given in each and every slide. Thank you so much student for watching this video. I think this is a very useful for you people for a semester examination. Thank you so much.